keeps stealing my lines. That's the problem. That's what we're going to talk about, is stealing things. You got another one? All right. If you ever stole anything, we might incriminate ourselves tonight. We're going to talk about stealing stuff.
This is United A-Holes.
Welcome back to Area 41. Danny Ocean's favorite spot in the universe. Apparently we're talking about theft. Thievery. So we're reading a handy little guidebook that we had, and it had a question of, have you ever stolen anything? And that sparked a conversation. So we're going to talk about it, and we're going to incriminate ourselves, and we're all going to go to jail. But you can save us from our legal fees if you just go down and click the bell icon, the subscribe button, and the like button, and any other button there. There's a fundraiser down there too. Not for us, but you can go click it. You know, it's raising money for kids and stuff. We're trying to do good things too to make up for all this bad stuff that we did earlier in life. So,
trying to display some of that karma.
Yeah, there you go. I was just going to say, looking for some good karma. So, Ryan, I'm going to go to you first. Have you ever stolen anything?
Did anybody look up the statute of limitations on thievery?
I don't know if there's a statute of limitations on anything in Canada.
Really?
Oh, there's going to be.
Well, a friend of mine.
Hey, hold it. I am saying it now on the internet.
Allegedly.
There is a statute of limitations, and it's 1 year. So now it has to be true because I said it on the internet.
Oh, well, there you go.
You set precedent.
I set precedent.
If you just say allegedly before you say anything, that means that you can't be incriminated.
Yeah.
Well, allegedly,
unless you're fucking persnickety.
Oh, wait. Before we go any further.
Oh, here we go.
The internet exists. We can ask things.
Too long, don't read.
The statute of limitations is a length of time after an offense in which criminal civil legal proceedings must be started in Canada. The statute of limitations laws for criminal offense vary depending on the type of offense when it comes to civil law laws, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's the meaning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there a time?
Do you remember?
A law codified
6 month period after the criminal act was committed. I was half right.
So wait, you mean to tell me as long as I get away with it for 6 months? There's been murders.
I think murder is.
I think murder is more
Summary
serious.
conviction offenses. So it's not trial by jury offenses, right? Is that what I'm reading?
Don't know.
Summary conviction, it's when the judge determines the outcome.
You apparently have mistaken me for like a lawyer or something. I have no idea.
You guys definitely are getting married.
But the kicker is, what offenses you might not offenses me.
That's true.
Yeah, but that's not what they're basing it on.
Indictable crimes, major theft, over 1,000, murder, kidnapping, rape can be charged at any point in the future.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. The real serious
when you
stuff.
stole
Major theft
something,
over $5,000, so yeah.
when you stole something, was it more than 6 months ago and less than $5,000?
Absolutely.
It will be in the story.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead, Ryan. Tell us your...
So, first year of college, I moved to my apartment because I didn't have dorms. Before my roommate does, before anybody else I know going to that school does. So I am in the city alone, looking for something to do. So I'm literally walking around. It's a sunny day. I don't have sunglasses. So I walk into a store, put a pair of sunglasses on my head, and walk out. That's my thieving story.
And you got away with it, clean and clear.
Oh yeah, no problems.
Did you ever go back into that store again?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay, so you didn't even return to the scene of the crime.
No, I'm not that kind of criminal.
But did you give the sunglasses to somebody who needed them?
I did.
For
Did you
this?
pay it
Yeah.
for it?
So I mean, it was a Robin Hood
He
type
needed
of deal. I'm trying to redeem him, man.
He's not going to help. He already read the statute of limitations.
He doesn't give a shit at this point.
He's an asshole.
Wouldn't it be funny if those became collector sunglasses and they're worth $6,000? Time doesn't matter. Or $5,001 on
But
the
at the time, Your Honor, of the theft, my client
They were $10.
Sorry, did I mistake you for a lawyer?
So you just like
students in this country are some of the poorest.
I had no money.
Oh,
Like I said, college student
Yeah.
in an apartment. I have no money myself. I had no job. I am living off a loan from the government to even be in that city to go to school, but I wanted sunglasses.
Oh.
So
How did you feel after you did
I'm not proud of what I did. I wasn't happy about it at the time. I didn't brag about it to my friends. Nobody knew until this moment that happened.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
And how do
But
you
you
feel
paid for
sharing?
somebody to be able to drive.
Do you feel
But
unburdened?
you've done things to get the karma back,
Like
right?
a weight has been lifted?
No, I'm just revisiting my shame.
Oh.
No. Your
Sharing
Honor,
my
I'd like to
shame.
step down
Sharing,
from being
that's the name of the episode.
He's
Sharing
on
my
his
shame.
own.
Share my shame. All right, Brett, share your shame, my son.
Okay. And I'm sure I'm not the only one, I really have a hate on for vending machines. And I have been screwed over more times by that just simply doesn't dispense anything. It takes your money, or it pulls in the ones that take the bills. And then again, it's like, nope, it's not enough. What do you mean? It was a $5 bill and I want a $2 item. Or it, clink. You're like, are you kidding me? I'm out of change. It's midnight. You know what I mean? Like I've had it happen to me a lot. But then I was working a job, working nights. Maybe I won't say where. It doesn't matter.
It's not relevant.
So I walk out wee hours of the morning, throw in some change, hit the button, and the machine goes zzz, clink. And I'm like, oh, here we go again. But nothing's fallen past the little eye on the bottom, so it thinks I haven't made a selection yet. So I went, clink, clink, 2 bags of chips. All right, I'm finally coming ahead of these stupid machines. I will take them. Thank you very much. A few weeks later, all right, I'm starting to sense a pattern here. Whoever was filling this machine was not very good at this job. I could pick one night my best score, all right? And I think I'm probably even now. My best score was, and it wasn't even a flavor I liked. This is just me being petty. I'm like, if I hit that one, that's sitting at the right spot. It worked. It came out, it leaned. I hit the row above it. It came out, hit, and caught. I hit the one above it again. It came out and caught. And I'm like, I could probably just thump the glass, but I'm going for 4. I hit it again, and it was like, lap, 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 all 4 bags. And I'm like, all right, I'm out. I'm getting out while I'm on top.
Where's Josh when you need him? Did he cheat?
Oh, did he cheat?
Yes, I fucking did.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so. The machine malfunctioned.
Yeah, true.
It's not your fault.
True. All right.
You didn't do it intentionally. You didn't make the machine malfunction.
That is true. I mean, the machine did the work. I just
picked the one above it, hoping to knock it down.
All right.
It just kept failing.
I'm going to jump on your vending machine nightmare.
All right.
I'm going to tell a little story. Buckle in, kids. This is going to get serious. Allegedly, this happened. Can't prove anything.
To someone you know who knows someone.
Right.
Okay.
So, in the early 90s, when the internet was in its birthing place, a thing called the Anarchist Cookbook made its rounds on bulletin board systems and whatnot. And a group of people happened to acquire said thing. And it's basically just a bunch of anarchy hacks that you can do around the world. Things that will get you free things or disrupt society in some way or another.
Yeah. You can screw the man.
In the book, there was a spot about vending machines. And it stated that coin-op systems at that point in time operated on an electromagnetic circuit. So you can trick that circuit into thinking it's got infinite money by shorting it out using 50% salt, 50% hot water, and a Pert shampoo bottle that has a flip top on it with a little hole so you can squeeze. So they figured that maybe we should try this out. And there's ample, at that point in time, old school Coke machines kicking around that were in obscure locations where no one would really see you. So in the darks of the night, people would show up with said solution in a bottle and stick it in the coin slot and squirt. The first time this group of people did this, it didn't appear as anything happened other than a little bit of sizzling. I'm sure it wasn't good for the machine either. But anyway, it just sizzled.
And after about a 10-minute period of like, well, that's it, nothing happened, this doesn't work, as that group was turning to walk back to the vehicle that they arrived at said location, you hear chunk, 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 chunk. You need someone with small hands and strength to push the pop back up because it dumped all of it. All. Like 200 cans. So you get them back up in, and you got to hold that little door the right way and then let them fall one at a time and set them out. So, experiment 1, success. Fuck the man. We got your pop. Experiment 2, a little more brazen. Let's go right downtown to where there's at the time, a gas station along a thing called the Loop that everyone used to park at on a Thursday night when no one's around. And
A lot of details for somebody that wasn't involved.
I wasn't involved. I just heard about this. Machine got salted. Or assaulted, maybe. And nothing happened at all. They waited an hour and a half. Nothing happened. All right. Well, maybe it's not every machine. Maybe it was just a fluke, blah, 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 blah. Fast forward, Friday night, summer, the Loop. Everyone's parked at said location. One unknowing party had no idea this was going on, sitting in their vehicle, and turns to a little lower off person in town by the name of Calvin and says, will you go get me a pop and I'll pay you $1 to get one for yourself as well. So this person hands Calvin $1 and another $1. And at this time, I mean, yeah, we lived in the golden era when pop was $1. And Calvin goes over and puts the first $1 in, presses the Coca-Cola button as that was requested by the person that gave him the money. And I heard chunk, chunk, chunk. And Calvin yelled, cans! And proceed to pull out can after can, open it, and dump it because he wanted the nickel. Unaware. So we quickly said, whoa, 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 and went over with a duffel bag and collected said products and distributed them amongst people. And
He did say we, did he not?
I mean, that group of people. Allegedly,
Twice, Your Honor.
Never happened.
The
Never happened.
defendant has said
So
we.
anyway,
I hope we have a good editor because
I
I'm
firmly
guessing the vending
believe.
machine damage would supersede the $5,000.
That's
I firmly
limitation.
believe that the change to an optical coin operating system is totally based on the Anarchist Cookbook being released circa that era.
Absolutely.
Oh, probably, yeah.
And now they are literally all optical based. They work on no.
And you don't seem to see them sitting outside as often.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know how people discovered it, but I thought that was an interesting one. It was good. Kendall, I don't think you're the kind of person that would ever steal.
It's funny sitting here listening to all your stories and going through my membrane
Their stories, in my case. I had nothing to do with it.
and just realizing that I actually did get caught up in a theft sting unwittingly, and then it was too late by the time I realized that I actually was caught up in it. And I remember going to like a Sears back in the 80s with a friend of mine. And it's like, what are we going to Sears for? And he's like, I got to return a belt. I said, oh, okay, cool. And so we're walking in and everything. And it just never clicked on me that I did not see said belt on him or whatever. But it was like, okay, cool. And anyway, so we're walking there and I'm looking at things and everything. And he has a belt that he's looking at all the belts and everything, and he grabs it and everything, and we're walking around, and he goes, oh, by the way, can you take this? Here's my receipt, and return that for me? Well, I want to go take a look at some things. And I just said, yeah. And then went and returned the belts and everything. And then halfway through the transaction, like, and she's doing it and everything, I got in panic mode. It's like, wait a second. He just fucking took this off the fucking rack. Are you fucking kidding me? She's like,
a little beer money
there you go, sir. And I'm like, okay. And I walked back and I handed him his money. And he goes, oh, awesome. Any problems? I said, no, you fuck Jesus Christ. And he goes, what? I do that all the time. He said,
Where do you get the receipts?
He bought a belt
No, you buy more than one item, so they have to give you the receipt back for the rest of the items. They're supposed to mark it off, but if they don't, you can reuse the receipt.
Yeah.
Sounds like you've been shopping for belts with Ken.
No, I've worked with receipts before.
No, he just walks in and takes stuff off the shelf. He doesn't worry about the fucking receipts.
I want to tell you about a thief in the
You gotta
night.
do it
quickly.
right.
All right, count us down here, buddy.
Thief in the night quickly. Back in the day, I'm working. My buddies are all at the Whale Beverage Room. This is in Bedford, Nova Scotia. And they're like, come join us. I said, I got to go home first and I got to change. And they're like, well, don't take too long or don't make any noise because Schultze's in the apartment sleeping. He's too drunk to come down with us. And it's like, okay, no problem. And so I got into the apartment building and I'm going into the bathroom and everything like that. And I walk by my bedroom door and the cold air is just like coming through and everything. I said, oh, that's weird. And
Who'd you say that to?
myself.
Oh, okay.
And
Hello?
but I didn't. No, I didn't. I didn't think of it anything. So I go down to the Whale and everything, and we were there and everything. And it's like, where's did you see Schultze? And his name was Dave Schultz, and his nickname was actually
Dox
the
him,
Hammer.
please.
The Hammer. So I said, no, I didn't actually. And they said, oh, and my buddy goes, I think we threw him in your room actually, and Al was my roommate at the time. I said, oh, cool. Anyways, get home and bang on the door, and it's like, Dave, get up. It's like 3:00 in the morning. Dave, get up. And open the door and turn on the light. No bed.
Holy frig.
No bed. And window wide open. And we're like, guys, where the fuck's my bed? And they're like, what? And it's like, buddy Jeff comes in and he goes, somebody stole fucking Kenny's bed. And they're all like in there, what the fuck, right? And Alan ambles over to the window and sees the sheets kind of going down the apartment. We're on the 3rd floor. My bed is on the bottom of the ground there. As Dave used it as a fucking kind of like trampoline or whatever.
Escape mechanism.
Escape mechanism to fucking
They
leave
lock
my
him into
place.
your room?
So, apparently, I guess. But yeah.
So drunk. He
So
couldn't find
drunk.
his way out. So he
No
went
one,
to the
no one
window.
picked up. I tried to.
I didn't catch it.
He said Whale Beverage Room.
Yeah.
I mean, I know
He
that's
did.
probably a bar name, but
That's-
doesn't that
yeah.
lead all kinds of questions?
That's
on?
where he got his nickname, the Eel.